All right, today is our first Elfnote combo tutorial video. This is the list that we're playing, so if you want to reference back to what cards we have in the deck, you can just go back to this timestamp and this is the list. We are playing the branded stuff and the power patron stuff, but in today's video, we're going to go over 4 different 1-card combos, that being 2 different combos for Lucina. We're going to do the 1-card Tania combo, and then we're going to do the 1-card Welcome Home combo. We're going to focus on the Elfnote stuff today. With Lucina, the second combo will be bridging into the branded stuff, so you can see that a little bit, but we're highly just focusing on the Elfnote stuff today just to get reps with that. The next video we're going to go into the power patron stuff, starting with Medius, and then obviously that bridges into Elfnotes and branded stuff really easily and nicely. I'll have that follow-up video coming, and then we're going to do another follow-up video where we just focus on the branded stuff so you can see all the plays that you can make with just the branded stuff. So with all that being said, let's get into this first video. All right, so this first combo is going to be our first 1-card Lucina combo. Remember, all of these combos are going to be uninterrupted, so we're not going to have to deal with like hand traps or anything, just so you can see how far you can go with this board, right? So we're going to start off by specialing Lucina, activating Lucina. We're going to add the power patron. Then we're going to go normal summon power patron, synchro into 7, which will be our Strelitzia. We'll get the power patron's effect to search. We'll get our Tania. Here we'll activate Strelitzia's effect to special summon out the power patron. This is summon number 4, and then we're going to synchro into our Crystal Wing, which that's summon number 5, so they can't nib us anymore. So we're playing under nib, which is really nice, and then we still have our Tania starter. So we're gonna go special summon Tania, activate effect, place Welcome Home. Activate Welcome Home, sending Tania. We'll special summon Regina. Regina's on summon effect when it's in the center zone. Activate to special summon, and we'll special summon Fortuna. And then we're going to activate Fortuna's effect, and we're going to place the trap. So here we've done a lot, right? We still have a little bit further to go. We're going to activate the trap, sending Harmonia, targeting the power patron. Power patron's going to special summon out. Then we're going to go synchro into 7, and we're going to synchro into the Dawn Dragster, right? And then Regina's effect to add back to hand. And this is essentially our end board. So our end board is a monster Omni negate, a spell trap negate, an on-field Omni negate. We have Regina in hand, 3 interactions. We'd probably set Call by the Grave if we had it in hand, or we have just 3 hand traps. The Regina essentially would send the Fortuna, special summon it, probably get Tania out, hand rip them, and then we have the Omni negate to where we'd get Strelitzia out, and then Strelitzia would also bring out the Lucina, bounce a monster. So there's just a lot of plays that this end board gets you, and like it insulates you against board breakers. It just allows you to play and do a lot of things, right? So overall, let's see, this is 1 interaction, 2 interaction, 3 interaction, 4 interaction, 5, 6, 7 potential interactions, 8, 9, 10 interactions with just 1 Lucina uninterrupted. So overall, I think it's a really good end board. I think you can do a lot, you end with a lot, and you end with a lot of resources in hand still. And like the board may seem like it's not really full, but you have a lot. Potentially 3 Omni negates, like their first spell and trap negate, a monster, like in an on-field Omni, like you have a lot of things stopping them. And then you have the hand rip and the traps. Like you are good to go with this board if this is how it plays out and it goes uninterrupted. All right, so this is our second combo. It is still starting with Lucina, but now it's gonna bridge into the branded stuff. So with that being said, we're gonna start by specialing Lucina to the center monster zone. Activate the effect, we will search the power patron. We will normal summon the power patron. We will synchro into our level 7. Power patron's effect will search for Tania. We will activate Strelitzia's effect, summoning out the power patron. Then we will synchro into our level 8. This is essentially where it differs. The last line plays under nib, this disregards it and just plays into the branded stuff. So now we go this guy's effect, we will special summon out the Fallen of the White. Fallen of White's effect on summon will special summon out our Ecclesia. Then we will synchro once again into Omega. So now we have a hand rip and this set up. So if they want to nib us, it would hurt, but we still have 4 hand traps plus the full Albez line plus another hand rip. So we're still pretty set. So with that being said, let's just keep playing into it. We'll go special Tania, Tania's effect. It'll place, we'll go welcome home, sending Tania, and we'll special out Regina. Regina's effect, we'll special out Fortuna, and then we will activate Fortuna's effect, and we will place the trap. So right here, we have a lot of stuff that we've set up, right? So now we will activate the trap, sending Harmonia, special summoning the Power Patron. So we target this, it summons out. Then we go into our level 7. We activate Regina's effect, get back to hand, and then this is essentially our end board. When we go into the end phase, this will come back, and this is our plays. So what we have here is we have a hand rip, we have a spell and trap negate, we have an on-field omni negate because we have synchros. We have Fortuna, which essentially we're gonna send Fortuna with Regina. We have the Albez plays plus 3 cards in hand, and then we have everything in the grave, right? So we have Sterlitzia in the grave where we can essentially summon back the Sterlitzia after we do our Regina play. So we have a lot going on here that if you don't care about Nib at all, you can play into this and you have a lot more than just playing into the pure Elfnotes. Even though the pure Elfnotes is a lot safer, it gives you a lot of strong interactions. It just doesn't give you all of these interactions. So with that being said, I think this is a lot riskier of a board to go for, but I also think it's a lot more fun of a board to go for. It is what it is. If you want to go into the branded stuff, I'd say just try it. If Nib is really relevant and prevalent in your locals, maybe do the safe route. But if not, try the branded stuff, because going into Mirror Jade on their turn and like having the non-target banish, and then if they like blow up the monster and blowing up their board at the end phase, it's just really cool and it's a lot of fun. Overall, you have a lot of interactions with both of these end boards, and Lucina is a very strong 1-card starter. This is the second combo. So this third combo is our 1-card Tania combo. So what we're gonna do is special summon the Tania to the center, activate its effect. We will place the spell. We'll activate the spell, sending Tania. We'll special summon Lucina. Lucina's effect to add. We add the Power Patron. We normal summon the Power Patron. Then we will synchro to summon number 4 into the Sterlitzia. We'll activate the Power Patron's effect to search. We get the Regina. Summon number 5, we'll go Sterlitzia summoning Power Patron. So they have to nib us here because they know we're going to go into Crystal Wing. We go synchro into our Crystal Wing, and then now the only way to continue to play is now Regina sending the spell to special to the center. We'll activate Regina's effect to special summon. We'll special summon the Fortuna from deck. Then we will activate the Fortuna to place the trap. Now here, I personally would give up one of the interactions in my hand. So I'm going to activate the trap, sending the Harmonia, targeting the Power Patron. The Power Patron will special summon, so we still have 3 cards in hand. We will synchro into our level 7. We will get the FA Dondraxer on the field. We'll activate Regina's effect to get back to hand. And this is essentially the end board, right? So it's a lot weaker. I mean, not a lot weaker. The only thing that we're missing is the spell, because we needed to send it with Regina so we could play. So that's the only thing that's kind of different, but usually you're not just gonna have all non-engine, so you should be able to still end with the spell. But if the only starter you have is Tania and you go all the way, you're gonna get rid of the spell because you need the trap and you have nothing else. Like, you have no other way to summon the Regina originally. So our interactions are a monster Omni negate, a spell and trap negate. We have a on-field Omni negate. We have Regina. We have the Regina play off the rip, right? So Regina's gonna send the Fortuna, special out, probably special out the Tania, switch places. This will probably send Tania and get the Sterlitzia. Sterlitzia will probably bring back Lucina. And then we have 3 other interactions in hand, depending on what they are. Obviously, I have 3 random hand traps that are all different just for the sake of the video. But in most of the cases, at least how things are with me, I never draw called by, so these will probably be 3 like hand traps. And honestly, with my luck, it would probably be double Ash and then maybe a Ghost Spell, so I'd be down 1 interaction. But overall, I think if you end with this board, only starting with Tania, you're in a phenomenal spot. I don't think it's going to happen a lot because of how much engine we do play, but it definitely can, and knowing these routes and where you can end is really important. So it's a really good end board. This is the 1-card Tania combo, and I think it's really good. All right, so this is the last combo of this video. and it's the 1-card welcome home combo. I hope you never have to do this, but knowing it is nice, and like knowing the route you should take is important. So this is usually what I do when it's welcome home. You go play welcome home, then you activate welcome home, sending the Harmonia to special out Regina. Regina's effect will special summon out the Power Patron. Then you will synchro into Strelitzia. Cool thing here is we'll go chain link 1, chain link 2, we'll add the Regina back to hand, and then we will search with the Power Patron. And what we search is for Lucina. Then we'll activate Strelitzia, summoning the Power Patron back. That's summon 4, summon 5, we synchro into our Crystal Link. So we're under Nib still, and we have a pretty strong hand still. You know what I mean? So here we go Lucina, activate Lucina's effect to get Fortuna. We haven't normal summoned yet. We also haven't used the Regina effect yet. So you can do 2 different things here. You can either go Regina sending this and getting Regina on the board, but then you don't have Regina in hand next turn to special summon. So what I like to do is I just go tribute summon for the Fortuna's effect to get this, and then I want to get the Power Patron on the field. So hopefully one of the 3 non-engine aren't a fire. So then you go trap, sending the one that's not the fire, targeting the Power Patron. Power Patron comes back, and you could either prioritize the spell trap negate or another monster negate. Here I'm not going to do anything with the Power Patron. I'm just going to go into a 7, and it'll be the FA Dawn Dragster. And this is essentially our end board. It's not as strong, but it's still pretty good. Obviously with Regina, instead of sending the Fortuna, we're going to send the spell if we want to make the play, because we need to keep this on the field. And we have whatever our 2 non-engine is. So like we either set this in the end phase or we'll have 2 hand traps. But with all the interactions we do have, unless they have Astro Ghost Spell on their turn, which obviously they don't unless they draw into it, this is an M board that is still pretty strong, right? So we have 1 interaction, 2 interaction, 3 interaction, 4 interaction that brings out the 5th interaction. This would be a 6th interaction, 7th interaction, 8th interaction, 9th interaction. So there's still a lot of interactions that you have with this end board. Overall, like you would say like, oh, you don't have Tania in rotation. The cool thing about Regina, it's gonna special summon the Tania from dead. So it doesn't matter that it wasn't in rotation because we already have the spell on the field. So overall, this is still a very strong end board. You just have to go uninterrupted, right? So knowing the route to go when you are uninterrupted is important, and seeing what the end board could potentially be is also very important. So these 2 are kind of like just a standard. Like if you want to play basic safe Yu-Gi-Oh, going into these 2 monsters is really good. If you go into these, you'll always have this 3rd Omni to get on field, and then most likely you would have Regina in hand again. So like they're really strong interactions. So it just depends on the routes you want to take to get here, right? We could technically instead just skip this and go into the branded stuff. You know what I mean? All of the combos, we could have just skipped this and gone into branded, which is not a bad idea, but also it's a little bit more risky. But anyways, that was the 1-card welcome home combo. All right, there you have it. That is our first of a few different combo tutorials that I'll be posting. I think those 4 1-card starters and combos are very important to know, and I think if you master those and like understand where you can pivot and where different lines can be, you are going to master this deck, at least at your locals level. Like either playing the safe route under Nib or playing the I don't care about Nib and I'm just gonna go into the branded stuff to get that engine live is like something that you just are gonna have to figure out on your own and then like take the risk on your own. But that's why I showed you that second line. Overall, I think you can play very safe and low to the ground with this deck and still put up a lot of interactions. Obviously, all these combos are uninterrupted. Most of the time you're not going to start with one single starter, so it's kind of irrelevant, but you see what the board can be if it's the only starter that you have. Knowing these combos and knowing the routes you can go with all the cards is very important. So I think mastering these 1-card combos is very important. This deck plays very differently than last format, so understanding the Regina play is very important. I've seen a lot of people use Regina as a starter before anything else. Like if you open Regina and like Fortuna, don't just go Regina, send Fortuna. Special that Fortuna, place the trap, and then send the Fortuna with the Regina, and then continue to play. Like, don't waste cards. Don't just like shotgun the Regina because of how good it is. Regina is the new GOAT in this deck. Like, it is by far the best card in the deck, but don't waste it. A lot of people I've seen, especially on Master Duel, they go Regina first, and it's like the only time you go Regina first is if it's like Regina and trap and you have nothing else. Like, you're gonna have to figure that out. Essentially, if you do get the trap or spell in the grave, though, Juno something, I always forget the names, but the one that comes in Starlight, the pendulum that essentially is the Pot of Greed discard, it allows you to add back, and you can add back the trap or the spell. It's not the end of the world if they go to the grave. Overall, I love this deck. It is my favorite deck of this format, of last format, and all the formats probably going forward until we get that new synchro and the second wave of support. I'm pretty hyped on where this deck is at. I think if you guys could master the lines that I just showed you and understand that it's not the like end all be all, and like you can pivot either route, you're going to have a lot of success with this deck, and you're going to have a lot of fun with the deck. Me personally, I play for fun. I also like winning. So I do like winning locals. I do like coming in first or top 3. I like getting packs, opening packs for free for the entry fee, but I like winning. So that is why I make these videos, so I can learn, but also so you guys can learn with me. Overall, I think learn these combos. The next video is going to be with Medius the Pure and the Power Patron spell. I'm going to go over all those combos, but until then, master these 4 combos, and then I'll make that next video, and then I think a third video as well to encompass all of the 1-card starters and all the routes you can go. Obviously, I posted that test hand video, and I think I'm gonna post more of those because I think watching how boards can just play uninterrupted with like full hands is very valuable, and like I've learned a lot doing those test hands, so I figured why not share more of those with you guys. Let me know if you guys like those. If not, I'll probably just make a few more of those. I'm definitely gonna do hand trap videos with this deck. This list is always gonna be changing up, so I will always like post what the list for that video is at the beginning, so you guys can see what is being changed and what is being played. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the videos to come. I hope you guys had a good day. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.